The Las Vegas Raiders need change. My name is Mitchell Renz. You're watching the Raiders Report, and I don't usually go live on Fridays, but I'm giving up my off day today because I hope that everybody that is a part of that Raiders organization understands what it means to show commitment to excellence, what it means to demand change, because this Raiders team is so lost right now that if you don't try to change anything, you're just going to keep heading in the wrong direction. I think Geno Smith is a bad leader, a bad quarterback, and honestly, that needs to change. Our offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly, is doing a horrendous job. Something needs to change there. Your special teams coordinator, Tom McMahon, that needs to change. He's been horrific. John Spytek has been missing in action. Pete Carroll looks absolutely washed. I am just sick to my stomach as a Raiders fan because yet again, I sit here in a whole nother year and I feel like we're in the exact same spot where we have been. A 2-7 football team that is in need of direction. And if we're not going to hire the right guys to do it, and if the guys that we hire who do have a good resume, but yet they're living off of their past resume instead of trying to build their legacy, or instead of trying to get this team on the right track, I don't know what to do anymore. I am freaking the F out mentally, and I need to be able to vent with the entire nation. So here's how today's show is going to go. Jeremy Chuggs and I are going to be here, and we're going to be here to talk about last night's game. I want anything that you guys want to talk about. Hashtag Raiders Super Chat. Skip the line, and let's frickin' talk about it. We are going to do a duck race today. We're always going to do duck races here. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. But I mean this when I say this. I need y'all to get these questions going because I know I'm not the only one. And I'm looking up there at the live poll. You know, if you could only pick one, fire Chip, bench Geno, or fire Tom McMahon, I'm not surprised that all three of those have votes. Quite frankly, I wish that we could do all three with a simple click of the button. Now, it is Friday. Today's deals are going to be very simple. They're going to be right in front of you. Super Chat to get up on this show. You want to get on the show? You send in a Super Chat. You want to get a chance to win a signed Ashton Genty Salute to Service football, $5 Super Chat, you get a raffle ticket there. If you need to scream and you don't know how else to scream, you send in a 20, and I promise you this, I'm going to scream loud enough so Mark Davis can hear you. And then, since we brought this up yesterday, I'm going to keep bringing it up. I had a lot of fun on last night's stream, despite the fact that the Raiders lost. And I have told myself that win, lose, or tie, I'm going to have a good time on this show. And it's because of all the real ones out there. Shout out to Yoda Jenkins. I got my Yoda jersey on today, being the MVP yesterday. But from top to bottom, I mean, so many effing real ones showed up last night and hung out, partied with us late in the night. And if you're a real one, give me an RO4L down below because, quite frankly, the only people that are watching this show right now are real ones. The only people that care about the future of the Raiders are real ones right now. I'm not going to be Team Tank because I do think we have to be able to figure it out as an organization. We have to be able to figure it out as an organization. And I'm seeing Jay Ray, Victor Lobos. What's up, James, down there below? Angel V, My Guitar Slurricane, Justin Buckman, Richard Black, Jay Ray, Justin again. I see y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And we're going to keep this show rocking and rolling. We got a few super chats to get to. But before I do that, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app out there. I'll tell you this right now. If you didn't have Prize Picks, I don't know why the hell you watched that entire Thursday night football game between the Raiders and the Broncos. But if you want to be able to watch crappy football games and have something to root for, Prize Picks is the perfect app for you because the hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right, that never gets old. So keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Sunday Night Football is a matchup between Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers up against FLAC, and the Chargers and Justin Herbert. Here is the lineup that we are going to be rolling with. We went more on Rodgers and Jaylen Warren, and I'm going to go less on Justin Herbert passing yards. If you want to roll with that lineup, and if you want to really get started on America's #1 fantasy sports app out there, download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Let's go to Real Cowboy. Is an injured Geno better than Kenny Pickett or Aiden O'Connell? If you guys want to let me know down below who you want the starting quarterback to be, please let me know. What we're also going to do today is I am going to do a mailbag, so there is going to be an opportunity for some of y'all to get some of these types of questions in to be featured over the weekend. I don't know if an injured Geno is better than Kenny Pickett or Aiden O'Connell. Like, I'm not kidding you when I said I don't know, because if there is one thing that I know, Geno Smith isn't a good quarterback on this team. And he's clearly injured. He's clearly banged up. I'm a little bit disappointed in the NFL for not throwing a flag on that clearly low hit on Geno, because if that would have happened to Patrick Mahomes, I wonder if what's-his-name would have been thrown out of the football game. I do want to give Geno some credit for thugging it out and trying to play through that injury. But I think at this point in the season, you got to do what your fans want, because what you have done as an organization from top to bottom has been what you want, and it's a complete disaster. I know Mark is probably going to let Pete and this regime do their thing, but I also know Mark Davis cares about what people say about his brand, what people say about the Raiders, and there's going to be a lot of negativity around the Raiders this whole week going into Monday Night Football up against the Dallas Cowboys. And once Mark starts seeing the tickets, I hope Raider fans don't go to that game. And I'm not kidding you. Like, I hope Raider fans do not go to that game at Allegiant Stadium. If you want Geno Smith on the bench, don't go to the game. If you want Aiden O'Connell to start, don't go to the game. Now, if they say, hey, we're going to roll out AOC, or hey, we're going to roll out Kenny Pickett, then go to that game. But I'll tell you this right now, you couldn't pay me to go to a Raiders game with Geno Smith and Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly. You couldn't pay me to go to it right now. What up on hell? I should have called into work today instead of yesterday. If Geno doesn't have confidence, why should I have confidence in him? And I love the fact that you said it, on hell. Not only does he not have confidence in himself, but when you have that lack of confidence and your body language, just everything about you sucks. Like, watch Geno Smith on the sideline. There was a few times yesterday he was trying to pump up the guys in the first quarter, and then when times got tough, he folded like a lawn chair. Like, if you're going to bring in a quarterback and you're going to ask that brand new guy to be a leader and you're going to put a C on his chest, I expect you to act like a captain, Geno Smith. I don't expect you to act like a little baby back, you-know-what, that looks like right now you're just trying to collect a paycheck. And I know you're frustrated. I know you want to play better. You need to play better. But why on earth do only some guys have to compete for their job and other guys don't? Like, obviously, I hated the fact that JPJ got injured. All of us here, I'm hoping that Jackson Powers-Johnson is rested. Based on some of the things I've heard, it's not looking good. I don't know if we're going to see him again this season. But, you know what's crazy? I'm not happy that it happened. But I hope that our coaching staff realizes how much worse this offensive line is without JPJ there, right? Like, imagine thinking Alex Kappa was better than Jackson Powers-Johnson. Imagine drafting 2 rookies in the 3rd round on the O-line and making them inactive so you can play Will Putnam and Alex Kappa over him. It's just, it's tough, man. It's a tough scene right now. I'm sick and tired of this regime. And I'm sick and tired of this regime because they don't do anything that makes any sense. I think the coaching staff is lost. I think the players have no idea what they're supposed to do. You got players, former players, Richie Incognito, calling out this Raiders organization. Why? Because it's just so clear that they don't know what they're doing. And I'm like, look at all the special teams issues. The defense did play well. We got to give the defense credit. But at the same time, I don't think the Denver Broncos offense is any good. Like, I don't think Bo Nix is any good. I know that they're 8-2, but I don't think that's a good team. You're just what do the Raiders do well? I don't know what they do well, and I don't see how they're getting better in any way, shape, or form. And, we can say, oh, let's credit Denver for taking away Brock Bowers, but how the hell does Brock Bowers have only 3 targets? I would have rather you force-fed him in double and triple coverage, give him 10, 12 targets. I have no idea what to think of this Raiders staff, and it's just so unbelievably frustrating. So, what I want to know from y'all, though, grade Geno Smith game against the Denver Broncos, A, B, C, D, or F. I don't think that you can give him an F because, the pick wasn't on him. That was on Genty and hit him right in the hands and ended up falling into the hands of a defender. But at the same time, Geno was not good. And I'm going to give Geno Smith a D grade, and they're trying to hide him. And they are, man. They are clearly trying to hide him. It's devastating. Dan Campbell had a 3-win season. Kyle Shanahan had a 4-win season early on. Can't keep firing coaches so fast. Not a Pete Carroll fan, but let's see how 3 seasons go. Chip Kelly called a good game. O-line had backups against best defensive line. With all due respect, Jeff, I think to say that Chip Kelly called a good game is foolish. I think that Chip Kelly called maybe one of his better games since he's been the Raiders OC, but I still don't think that it was a good game called. There were times early in that game, right? In the first half, I think Chip Kelly called a good game. There were some bad penalties, the Jack Besh penalty, which negated the Ashton Genty big run, which would have extended that drive. The big drop there by Dante Thornton, the pick play by Dante Thornton. But the problem with that is that's on your coaching staff, right? If you would have been playing your younger guys like Dante and Jack Besh, and if you wanted to bench Dante, Dante Thornton is a player that you're trying to gain his confidence up. So benching him last week, I don't really know how that's, thinking that that's going to do a better job to get his confidence up. And then on the reverse side, you play Dante Thornton Jr., 37 snaps. You play Jack Besh, only 14 snaps this past week. Nothing that they're doing makes sense. I understand that Dan Campbell had a 3-win season. I understand that Kyle Shanahan had a 4-win season. But the way that Pete Carroll is running this team, I hate to say it, but he's running it as if he's did he lose his mind? Is he at that age where you're actually are you okay, Pete? Are you all there? I don't know if he is, because we are getting worse in every aspect. We have taken a step back in every aspect of this team. And I want you to think about it, Jeff. And I get it, the Pete Carroll resume. I get the Pete Carroll resume. But if you were to show up to your job and if you were to fail at your job for 9 months, wouldn't you at least have some conversations or question marks about it? I know I do. But the other problem with Chip Kelly is he's the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL, and he can't make any second half adjustments. We're yet again, the Raiders are dead last in the NFL in points in the second quarter. We are dead last in points in the second half. Do you know why? Because we can't make adjustments. We can't, and that's because your offensive coordinator doesn't know what he's doing, because he doesn't know what he has. That's a coaching problem. We don't have a lot of talent, and I know that we don't have a lot of talent. But it's also the team that y'all put together, and you've gotten everything that you've asked for. You have. You've gotten everything you've asked for. Most organizations don't get what Pete Carroll has gotten. And I'm not saying Pete Carroll's gotten a lot, but Pete's gotten exactly what he asked for. You got your quarterback. You got an extension. What else are you going to prove to me that you don't know this team and you don't know what you're doing? Devin White is horrendous. Alex Kappa continues to be bad. Why do certain guys have to compete for their job, but not everybody has to compete for their job? Why is Devin White playing 100% of the snaps? Do you not watch any of the games? Do you not watch any of the games? I want change. Raider Nation wants change. And Pete, I want to sit up here and I want to say that I believe in you and I want to believe in this staff, but you got to give me something to believe in, Pete, because the only thing I believe in right now is that people over the age of 74, I don't think should coach NFL teams. I don't think that you should. And I hate saying it because I know Pete's a good guy. But what else do you want me to think? Because are you going to make any changes? I don't know. I want someone to get fired. I want something to change. What I don't want to happen is just us keep doing the same bullshit over and over and over and over and over again. I want change, Pete. And if we don't get change this week, I hope that you better get ready for, instead of the compete mentality, for the change mentality, because that's what I'm going to be bringing you every single week. If you want to get in for a chance to win some money, we are doing a duck race today, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. Also, Bayou, I saw your message. Bayou, I will hit you up. I'll say, Bayou, I don't know if you have an IG. If you could send me what your IG is. It's probably the easiest way for me to get in contact with you. I see Joe Jimenez, you in. Appreciate you for getting it in. Let's go to Suave. I agree with your compete, but when it comes down to Geno, sadly, he is the best we got. Now, I'm wondering if we will ever see JPJ play for us again. I don't know if you're going to see JPJ play again this season. Based on what I was told, I was told it's an ankle sprain. They're just trying to determine whether or not it's a severe high ankle sprain. And for somebody that's, over 300 pounds, they're going to play a little bit cautious. So I'm under the impression it's a 6 to 8 week injury based on what I've been given. And if it's a 6 to 8 week injury, do you risk just putting JPJ back out there at the end of December? I'm not sure if this organization is going to do it because you're also without Colton Miller. Like, I would actually look at the injury of without Colton, without JPJ as, well, let's just freaking play Charles Grant. Let's just play Caleb Rogers. You drafted those guys in the third round. Let's try to figure out what we got. And again, man, I actually don't know if I fully disagree with you, Suave, that I don't think Aiden O'Connell's better than Geno Smith. I don't think Kenny Pickett is better than Geno Smith. And I do wonder, and I fear for AOC and Kenny, are they going to be even worse than what we've seen in the past? Because Geno Smith with Chip Kelly is the worst Geno Smith I've ever seen. Aiden O'Connell this preseason was the worst Aiden O'Connell that we've ever seen with Chip Kelly. Kenny Pickett, is that going to be the worst Kenny Pickett that we've ever seen because of Chip Kelly? But the only reason why I think you should entertain the idea and why I am on board for benching Geno Smith and starting anybody else at quarterback is because you got to give this team a spark. Clearly, Geno Smith can't be the leader of this team. Clearly, Geno Smith's not good enough to give this team a spark. And I'm not saying you're going to get a spark. But you know what, though? I do think that leaders need to be leaders, and I don't think Geno Smith is a good leader of this Raiders team. So, give me an AOC. Give me a Kenny Pickett. Let's give the fans something to root about. And if you can light that spark, I think it also does this. If one of those guys go out there and they're clearly better than Geno, I think it gets us out of the conversation of Geno Smith's got to be our quarterback next season. Because if you just keep rolling with Geno, my fear is that they're going to keep rolling with Geno all the way into 2026. And I don't think anybody here wants that, quite frankly. What's up, Cowboy? Chip called a sweep with Brock Bowers and a quarterback sneak on 3rd down and 2. Oh, dude, the 3rd down and 2 quarterback sneak, I mean, it is the epitome of, it seemed like a play that Chip Kelly, like when you were a kid and your mom called you and you had to run downstairs real quick and you forgot to hit pause on Madden and you ran upstairs really quick and you just clicked a button and whatever that first button was, you had to run it because that's the play that was ticking down. The problem was that it was on 3rd down and 2 and Chip Kelly with an injured Geno Smith called a quarterback keeper up the middle of the line. I don't get it. I will never get it. I don't understand it. Chip Kelly has no idea what he's doing. Chip Kelly is the most overpaid offensive coordinator in the NFL. You can't tell me otherwise. Darian, we have an identity problem. Feed Genty or feed Bowers. Chip can't come back. We lost the game when they shanked 3 punts. Shanked 3 punts. Think about how many opportunities you had in that first half. I think you had 4 or 5 possessions in Denver territory, and you had 7 points. Like, what on earth? Like, how did we lose that game yesterday? I look at an 8-2 Denver team, and I'm like, they're not a good 8-2 team. It was such a winnable game. I know how frustrating this season is. And, there's a part of me where I go, I wonder if you get rid of Geno and you get rid of Chip, is this team good enough? Because I think if you got rid of Chip Kelly and Geno, I think we beat that Denver team. We beat the Chicago Bears. And that's at least 2 extra wins. 2-7 compared to 4-5 is very different. Very, very different. And we're clearly, we're clearly off on every aspect. Like, we're bad on special teams. We were good on defense, but we've been bad on defense. We've been good, at some games on offense. Not many. I would say for the vast majority, we're failing on offense, we're failing on defense, and we're failing on special teams. It's embarrassing how bad this team is. It's embarrassing. What's up, Ivan? Derek Carr for head coach. He bleeds silver and black. Ivan, I saw that apparently DC is going to sign a one-day contract to retire with the Raiders, and that makes me happy. I wanted DC to be able to retire a Raider. I respect Derek Carr. I think he said nothing but nice and kind things about this organization ever since he's left. And I mean it when I say it. I do miss Derek Carr. I miss the mediocrity Derek Carr would bring, And I think if DC was the quarterback of this team, we probably have 3 to 4 wins. Hell, maybe we have 5 wins. But I still think that it was the right move to move on from Derek, because if you're an organization, you got to try to chase that ring. You got to try to chase the playoffs. And unfortunately, I know DC's not that guy, never was the guy. I know we didn't have good defenses, but we're getting into a whole nother conversation here. But I'm happy. I miss DC. I really do. I miss DC. Do you guys believe in Pete Carroll? Give me a yes. Give me a no. Let me know what y'all are thinking. Do you believe in Pete Carroll? And when you answer this question, I want you to answer this question of not just now, because I don't think anybody believes in Pete Carroll right now, and I don't think that you should answer this Pete Carroll question based on now. It is the idea of, do you believe in Pete Carroll at any point of him being the head coach of the Raiders? What I'm actually worried about is, what if it gets worse the older he gets? Like he's 74 now. What if it gets worse when he's 75? What if it gets worse when he's 76? When you look at how unprepared the Raiders are, if I was a student in one of Carroll's classes, I would reconsider taking his classes.
Could be big.
Could be. Oh, boy. Could you imagine?
Week 12.
I mean, I hope that Shedeur Sanders starts against the Raiders week 12. If you told me Shedeur Sanders up against Aiden O'Connell in week 12, where do I sign up for that? Where do I sign up for that? I mean, I see right now from Zalesbo, Jokes, Andy, Jeff Garcia, I haven't seen a single yes. I haven't seen a single yes. I'm actually going to tweet this out because I don't know. Do you believe in Pete Carroll and John Spytek? Let's see. I am going to guess that this is going to be 95%. I'm going to guess it's 95%. No, that's my guess. Oh, we're a vintage team turned to a retirement home. Yeah, it's almost funny that anymore, if you want to talk about the Raiders, you got to talk about their image and how cool it is to be a part of that Raider image and wearing the silver and black and, again, being a Raider, you're being a bad boy, this and that. Don't get me wrong. I wish that I was a bad boy, right? I wish that was the Raiders image, but that's the only image that you can sell because there's no other image that you can sell. Because if you were to sell what the image is to the outside public of the Raiders, the outside public to the Raiders is exactly this. And I'm glad you said it, Xavier. Mando, crazy how they trust a one-leg Geno and no one else. Why trade for Pickett? Plus, I don't know if prime Tom Brady can win with this O-line draft season. the O-line's about to get worse, like if there's one thing that's good coming out of the JPJ injury, and again, I hate the fact that he got injured, it's going to show Pete Carroll, Brennan Carroll, Chip Kelly, this entire staff that how important and how good JPJ actually is, because Meredith doesn't have the anchor. He's not strong enough on the interior to be a center, in my opinion. Alex Kappa is just, I can't imagine. I can't believe somebody who I thought was so smart in John Spytek, and I can't believe a future Hall of Fame coach in Pete Carroll went out and gave Alex Kappa a 2-year, $11 million deal. I get you're just trying to get your guys in your friends' bags, but it really pisses me off when you do it and it impacts the Las Vegas Raiders. Pete, John, like I get it. You guys might not give a F about the Las Vegas Raiders and what the Raiders are, but I do. And the amount of checks that you've given out this year to guys that I just can't wrap my mind around it, it's really infuriating. And to draft to draft 2 rookies in the 3rd round, and you're playing Alex Kappa and Will Putnam over him. I want you to think about that, Like, I want you to think about how dumb that is. I want you to think about the lack of development our rookies have, and it's week 10 of the NFL season. I can't believe how bad this team is, but I'm with you, man. I don't know why the Raiders do what they're doing. I don't know. I don't know. Xavier, we refuse change. Stay the same. Never grow up. If there was change that I would be happy with, I want to see change from I don't want a veteran quarterback. I don't want a coach that has already made his legacy. Give me a guy that wants to make his legacy with the Raiders. Give me a guy that wants to make his name in the NFL with the Raiders. That's what I want. And until that happens, I don't know if it's going to happen. Now, some people could say, well, Mitch, that was Antonio Pierce last year. Antonio Pierce is not a smart, young, offensive-minded coach. He's just not, right? He's not. Clearly, he's not. But I'll tell you this right now. I think Antonio Pierce ran this team better than what Pete Carroll's running this team. I think we'd all agree with that statement. Ivan, what would you do if you were head coach? Your plan for 5 years? I mean, I love this question. There's a lot that I would fit in here. And the first thing that I would do is I would identify, I call them my pillar players. Guys that I want to build around. And I'm not going to force players into my system. I'm going to build around my guys. My pillar players for the Raiders on defense, it is Max Crosby. Outside of that, I don't know if we have another pillar player. Like, I think we have some good players, no doubt about it. There are certain switches that I would do. But then on offense, I'm looking at my pillar players. I think JPJ at center is a pillar player. I think Brock Bowers is a pillar player. I think Ashton Genty is a pillar player. Colton Miller at left tackle, pillar player. So I'm going to take those guys. I'm going to build around them, and I would try to play a brand of physical FU style of football. I would invest in my offensive line because I think when you look at a team, like look at the Carolina Panthers, that's a team that doesn't have a lot of talent. But you know what they did over the last 2 years? They invested in that offensive line. Look at the Indianapolis Colts, invested in the offensive line. Good teams value the trenches. Smart organizations value the trenches. You have my word. If I ever get hired to run this team, I will value the trenches more than anybody you've ever seen before. Truth bomb. Just wanted to see one deep bomb to Dante, touchdown. See him do the milkman touchdown celebration. We wanted him to do when he was on the show. I'll say this right now. I got bigger concerns for Dante Thornton Jr. He is so unconfident right now in his own self. He trembles at the line. I mean, there's plays when you watch him, he's noticeably uncomfortably nervous out there. He's not seeing the ball well, really bad drop. I got a good relationship with Dante's agent. I like to think I got a good relationship, with Dante himself. But, at the same time, people watch this show for my honest opinion. And, to Dante's team, this is nothing against y'all. You guys know that I rock with you, the people that you are. But you can't get mad at me for giving my opinion, especially when it's the truth. Dante Thornton Jr. is not good right now. And I'm looking at his lack of development because, again, like, look at the lack of development with our rookies. Look around the NFL and look at what certain rookies look like, right? Like, think about in college football. You're not a freshman anymore week 10. You shouldn't be a freshman anymore. I get your year is a freshman and you're going to play at times like a freshman because you're new into the school, just like in the NFL. I expect rookies to play like rookies early in the season. You can't still be playing like completely lost rookies in week 10. And I think that is the epitome of our coaches aren't doing their jobs and haven't been doing their job. Like, what were we doing all off season? What have we been doing all season long? But it's not just one rookie. It's all the rookies outside of Ashton Genty, and even Genty had some issues yesterday. But every single one of our rookies looks like a rookie. And I think the number one reason because of that is bad player development. Bad player development is on the shoulders of your coaching staff. And like, when you see how bad this team is week in and week out in all three aspects, and then you see how our young players are performing, if anybody has ever played a sport before, I don't think it's hard to connect the dots and see how bad our coaching staff is every single day, and they must have been horrific for months on end, because that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Now, if you guys want to get your questions, your comments in, it's hashtag Raiders, or you can super chat to skip the line. If you want a chance to win a little bit of money, I do see some people getting in the duck race. I see Justine Gons, I got you in. Victor Lobos, I got you in. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. Right now, you'd be in for a chance to win $40 on the program. Let's go to Young Money. A milli. You need to pick up Kyler Murray this offseason. Draft a quarterback and offensive line. Sign Pickens in free agency. I don't know how you would want Kyler Murray. I don't know why any Raider fan would want Kyler Murray, because my two biggest issues that I have right now with Geno Smith are he looks like a shell of the version that I once saw, and I think Geno Smith is a bad leader. Kyler Murray is literally known for being one of the worst leaders in the NFL. They actually put a thing in his contract when they gave him that brand new deal. And I forget what the lingo was exactly, but Kyler made him take it out of it because he wanted to play Call of Duty. Like, Kyler Murray looks like a shell of himself. I don't want another quarterback that I got to pay $55 million to that I don't think is a good leader of a football team, because, again, your teams take on the identity of your leaders. Your teams take on the identity of your captains. And I'll tell you what, that defense, I think it takes on the identity of Max Crosby. That defense gives 110% until they can't anymore. And that's what they did yesterday. You got a special teams unit. Captain, guess who? A.J. Cole. That special teams unit hasn't been good. Hasn't been good. Now, A.J. Cole did a good job yesterday. But when you actually look at the whole season from a nutshell, I actually think our special teams unit has regressed. And it has regressed. And then you look at the offensive captain. The offensive captain is Geno Smith. And I think our offense is the most Geno Smith offense I have seen in a very, very long time. But I think you're trolling me because you're trying to put together the biggest diva. I mean, you want to have headaches. You go out and sign George Pickens in free agency, and you go out and get Kyler Murray, and you're gonna be in a lot of headaches, because those two guys are the definition of just coming here to get a paycheck. It's the definition, man. It's the definition. If you don't know our Friday deals, here are the deals on today's program. Now, I want to go through, I want to answer some questions here. I do want to do a mailbag on the program today, and my plan was to stay live for as long as you guys wanted me to stay live. I said the questions, if they keep coming in, hashtag Raiders or Super Chat, we're going to stand up here and we're going to talk about it. And that's what I wanted to be able to do today. I wanted to stand up here and I wanted to be able to talk about it. If, when the questions run out, this show will end. And I'm just telling all y'all. So get those hashtag Raiders a-flowing, please. Please get them a-flowing. If you want a shit show to go down, the way that you're going to tell me to get a shit show going, 3 bangs. And I don't care. I mean, it's Friday. I'm off tomorrow. I already feel hungover and like shit. At this point, I'm down to keep that party going. Like, if it helps me not feel like so angry at this organization, I'm freaking in, man. I'm freaking in. 3 bangs to get a shit show started. Suave. AOC has 0 chance with this team. See, the only reason why I don't think that it's fair to say 0 chance, I think you got to give everybody a 1% chance. And I do think that AOC is extremely limited in his athletic ability. And AOC behind this offensive line would be like, I don't think people realize how bad it truly, truly would be and how bad Aiden O'Connell was in the preseason. It was the worst AOC that we've seen since he has come into the NFL. But, this is a guy, he was an 8th stringer at Purdue. Worked his way into the NFL. I will never give Aiden O'Connell a 0% chance. I think you at least got to give him a 1% chance. But to me, it's more of I want to find ways to prove to this coaching staff that they're wrong. And I think the JPJ injury is a unfortunate way that we're going to prove to this coaching staff that they were wrong, right? Because you're not going to have JPJ out there. And you saw the moment he went out, how bad that offensive line quickly turned. And I do wonder if Aiden were to go in that game, and if he's just a little bit better, or if the guys rally behind him because of his leadership skills, because if there's one thing he's got good leadership skills. You got to be able to give AOC that. Could that prove, like, if Aiden O'Connell went in there and played better than Geno Smith, is that enough to be able to prove to Pete Carroll and this regime that Geno's not the guy? Because what I'm worried about is if you don't put in Kenny, if you don't put AOC, and you only roll with Geno Smith, I think he's going to be your quarterback next season. And I just don't want the Geno Smith quarterback experiment. I want to know that answer now. I want to solve for that answer now. And if Kenny Pickett and Aiden O'Connell even make this a conversation around Geno Smith, then you end that conversation right there and go, we need to find a brand new quarterback on this team. Mando, we should have broke the bank for Ben Johnson. We tried. He was not interested in joining this team. And I think that this is right here, though, why you can't be Team Tank, right? I'm not saying you. I'm saying, like, as a Raiders fan, this right here is why you shouldn't be and you don't want to be Team Tank. Because at some point, you want coaches to want to come play for you. You want players to want to come play for this organization. And, the Raiders have had a problem where guys just come in. It seems like they don't give a shit and they're just collecting that paycheck. I do really, truly, truly wonder if this team could figure it out, get us going in the right direction. Could we finally get in the right direction? But I'm with you. I would have loved Ben Johnson. Petition to fire the coach. Team Marsh did it. I know Marsh has done this before. I've done it before. I don't, like, the only way Pete's gone is if Pete steps down. So, like, if you were to make a petition asking Pete Carroll to step down, sure. If we're trying to get a coach fired, I think Tom McMahon and Chip Kelly are the 2 guys that we should go after right now. Suave, I feel crazy because I feel maybe this is us tanking. And maybe they're trying to tank. I don't have a great answer for you. I have a hard time believing that they're trying to tank. But at the same time, the things that they do just don't make any issue. Like, they don't make any sense. I mean, out of offense, defense, or special teams, what's the biggest issue? Yikes. Oh, boy. Well, offense, defense, or special teams, what do you guys think's the biggest issue? What's up, VT Holmes? Primo down there in the building. Joe, I see you. Rebel says all of them. I know. What's the bigger issue? Is the offense, defense, or special teams? What's the biggest issue? Let me know. What's the biggest issue? Offense for sure from Mark. Offense from Taino. Early Riser says coaching, special teams from Kappa and VT Holmes. I think, in all honesty, our worst overall unit is special teams. I think if I were to rank our units, I would go defense number 1, offense number 2, special teams number 3. But I think our biggest issue is the offensive side of the football, then it's defense, and then it's special teams. That's my God honest opinion. Also, we are 2 bangs away from a shit show. The Weldinator! Bang! Oh my goodness. 2 away from a shit show. Shout out to Weldinator. Bro, I'll tell you this, Weldinator. You're giving me life. You're giving me life, Weldinator. Put some life into me. Come on, brother. Let's go. Let's go. Suave, I would rather move up in the draft instead of moving back. Let's go for a quarterback. Draft best available. There are some good quarterbacks that are coming out, and the more and more guys I'm watching, Moore, Simpson, Mendoza, Sellers. Hell, there's even a part of me where I like John Mateer. I wonder how that, would go, and I don't think that he's going to be somebody that goes in the first round. But also, we are lacking a lot of talent in many different areas. So I know you're saying you want to move up to go get that quarterback, but there is still a part of me where I'm like, I wouldn't mind us trading back to get extra positions because we need so many starters on both sides of the football. We need so many different starters, and we need so much depth that I think we have to look for certain starters in the draft this next year, and we're going to have to sign a lot of depth in free agency. We're going to have to sign a lot of – again, you're going to have to draft depth, sign depth, top to bottom. You're going to have to switch it around. Going to have to switch it around. Yep. And the other part that we're going to be battling is think about how many teams the next 2 years. You got – the Jets, multiple first-round picks. The Cowboys, multiple first-round picks. And then there's another team in there. The Jets, multiple firsts. The Browns, multiple firsts. There's 3 teams that have multiple first-round picks coming up. I don't remember who it is. Multiple. Oh, man. To the 600 people here right now, I see y'all. I appreciate you.
Do you want to do the mailbag or the recap first?
We're only doing the mailbag. The recap is this whole thing.
Oh, I meant so that other one
is just
off.
Yeah. The other one will be after live. Yep. Tugs and I have another show that we're going to film after live today, and it'll go out over the weekend. But I want to get a mailbag going.
That makes more sense.
It's okay.
I was like,
you're like, why is he doing Raiders Broncos content? All right, guys. Top 5 keys for the Raiders to beat the Broncos on last Thursday Night Football. Coming in here at number 1, leave Tom McMahon. Just leave him. Just don't even bring him.
Just
don't even bring him. Wherever he is, just leave him there. Don't let him get on the flight. Thank you, Angel wearing jeans.
Planes, trains, and what is it? Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
That John Candy movie where they can't get home on Christmas. Next up is Daniel.
Oh, Daniel. O-line has to be fixed first before any other unit. Yeah. With JPJ now being out, and if our offensive line is going to be Stone Forsythe, Will Putnam, Jordan Meredith, Alex Kappa, and DJ Glaze, you thought our offensive line was bad before.
Get Glaze.
Just get ready. Because I also know this, right? The first matchup that those guys are going to have, it's going to be up against Quinnen Williams.
Ugh.
And it's up against Kenny Clark or the Dallas Cowboys. And
Oso
I know and Oso. Yeah, and Oso was the guy that I wanted the Raiders to try to go out and get this offseason. But you got 3 big-time defensive tackles, and they're going to be going up against our interior. I'll tell you this right now. Prize picks, you take the less on all things Ashton Genty. I'm going to do a stack on all things less on Genty next week.
We were talking before the game. We were like, I can't believe that they had Ashton Genty's more or less at 52.5 for rushing yards. He only had 60. He barely got the more.
19 carries. 60. I mean, he would have gotten it a little easier again if there wasn't a few plays that got neglected. But at the same time,
speaking of, shout out to our sponsor Prize Picks, but this was the lineup that Mitch put out last night, and we try to be positive with everything that's going on, and we try to be like, oh yeah, let's put together a lineup where we have the Raiders doing well. Brock had 1 reception.
There wasn't a single thing on here that I got. Brock had 1 catch. How is that possible? Ashton Genty had 3 catches for 3 yards. And then you're looking at, somehow Bo Nix was worse than Geno Smith yesterday and still managed to find a way to get a win. But, yesterday there were more penalties. There were more penalties than first downs last night. I know it was a Raiders game and maybe we're used to it, but if you look around NFL circles and if you listen to what media members are saying, people are like, man, that's one of the worst games I've ever seen. And I'm like, I watch that every game day. Every Sunday. Yeah. That's the game that I watch. That's the game Raider fans experience every game day.
Suave.
I want you to see what people are saying about that game because people can't believe how bad the Raiders were, how bad the Broncos were. Every game day. It's every game day. Every game day. Remember, I was team move up for Jaden. Not saying I see anyone like that this time around, but I'm saying move up for the same reason I am now. Yeah, the Raiders wanted to move up for Jaden. Just because you want to move up doesn't mean that you're going to be able to move up, right? Washington said no. You're not going to go up and get him. And you look at that quarterback class, Caleb Williams looks good. Jaden looks good. Drake May looks like an MVP candidate. There's a lot of good quarterbacks that came out of that class. But I think it's also important to be able to identify who your favorite guy is, who's the best one, because I know a lot of people probably thought I was crazy when I said Drake May was my number 1 quarterback in that year's class. I think if you were to ask people right now, and I would ask you, who would you want to be the quarterback of the Raiders if you got to pick between Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams? Who would you pick?
Jaden Daniels.
You go Jaden? I think it's at least a conversation, though, about Drake. I think it's at least a conversation about Drake.
Drake?
Chadwick, you in.
He stole my flow. Line for line, bar for bar. Drake?
Oh, Santana. Also, I want to fill the team depth starters in free agency. Again, you're going to be missing so many pieces that you need to be able to find depth and starters in free agency, but you also need to be able to do it in the draft. Right now we're looking at the Raiders draft picks next season, and they have a projected 10 picks. In my mind, you got to find at least 3 to 4 starters in next year's draft. And then you got to be able to use those other players as, rotational depth pieces that you can use and have, the ability to use. You also, though, need your players that you drafted in 2025 to come in to be starters, to be good depth players overall. We didn't build any depth in free agency, and we didn't build any depth in the draft, and we were top 2 in the NFL in salary cap, and we had 11 draft picks. That's the other thing where, I know how bad the coaching staff has been on the field, but you shouldn't just grade the staff of what they have done on the field. You should grade them on what they have done from start to finish. And I think when you look at this team, they are failing during the season, and they clearly failed in the offseason. Clearly failed in the offseason. Tuck you. Raiders Therapy Show. I love this. I'm not going to lie. I might steal that name. If we just did a show called Tuck You, a Raiders Therapy Show, would the nation stay on the Pete train if a succession plan is rolled out by the end of the year? Who would you take off the Pete Rolodex? Kubiak. You remember 2 years ago on this show, I said the number 1 offensive coordinator. I said the number 1 guy that I want to go out and get, Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak was the guy that I wanted. Number one guy that I wanted. Clint ended up going to New Orleans. Then Clint right now is over in San Francisco. Personally, I think Clint Kubiak's going to be the next head coach of the New York Jets, based on some rumors and things that I've heard.
Jets or Giants?
I think Jets.
Aaron Glenn gone?
I think one and done, and I think the reason why the Jets retooled everything that they did, because they're going to go out and they're going to hire a brand new guy. And I think, unfortunately, Aaron Glenn's going to be one and done, and they're going to try to get the number one candidate. The number one candidate, I think the number one OC candidate right now out there is Clint Kubiak. And if you're a team and you want to go get a guy like that, you better give him something to be able to work with. And I think the number one team right now in terms of what they're selling is the New York Jets with all those draft picks. And if I was Clint Kubiak, I would love the opportunity to have 5 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks in the next 2 drafts. That's who I think it's going to be. But Sark, he ain't going anywhere. Kiffin, why would he leave? You want somebody? It's Clint. But Clint's going to want a head coaching gig. Wrong way. Let them fail. We have never let this play out.
The crazy thing is, y'all could have had Clint this offseason.
Yep.
You could have hired him as your OC. You paid more money, maybe double the amount of money for Chip Kelly that Clint Kubiak is making with the Seattle Seahawks right now.
Oh, yeah, Seattle. What did I say? San Francisco?
No, I think you said Seattle. But
well, no, I think I accidentally said San Francisco.
Well, he
was part of that tree.
But also his brother works there.
Yeah.
As the pass game coordinator.
But Clint right now in New Orleans and what he's been able to do in Seattle, I mean, like I do wonder, like, if Pete sees that and looks at that and he's like, wow, like, could we bring Clint in here? And, you know, if Clint doesn't get a head coaching gig, which, again, I think he will get a head coaching gig based on some of the things I'm already hearing, and I think it's going to be the New York Jets. But, you know, if he doesn't get a head coaching gig, if you're the Raiders, you say, hey, Chip, I'm sorry, but hasta la vista, baby. You bring in Clint and you let him be that OC and you let him have the keys to the car and go, Pete, whenever you're ready to hang it up, man, and you're ready to leave, Clint's going to be here and he's going to be running the show. And I would let Clint run the show. Like, I would bring him in as an OC, head coach, and I would just make Pete the CEO and just put him in the back burner. Like, put him in the back, you know? Put him in the back.
Wrong way. Let them fail. We never let it we never let it play out.
I hate just watching things fail wrong way, but I mean that's what they're going to do this year. I just feel like we're kind of in the same situation of what we were with Josh McDaniels, where the moment they hired him, I was like, it's going to be a failure. It's never going to work out. McDaniels is just that guy. I mean, I kind of have that feeling right now. The only reason why I'm hopeful is because of what Pete Carroll has done in the past. I don't see why anybody would have any hope in Pete Carroll right now. Jeff, I know we disagree on Chip Kelly, but let's see how he does if we get a good O-line. His quarterback and a true wide receiver, 3-year leash is fair, in my opinion. I don't know how you look at the sample size this year, and I don't know how you have any confidence in Chip Kelly. I mean, you could say that with anybody. Like, let this guy get a good quarterback. Like, let this guy get a good O-line. But the other part about being an offensive coordinator is knowing your players, knowing how to develop those players, and putting your players in the best position to succeed. Because I know that Chip Kelly is not a well-liked person in that locker room, like, that's a problem. And I know Chip Kelly is not a good teacher right now. He's not. He's clearly not able to get his message across. And I know that the Raiders lack talent. I fully understand it. But if you want to get this team rolling in the right direction, you need your coaches to be good teachers. You need your coaches, I think, to be well-liked, to be well-respected. Chip Kelly is not respected or well-liked in that locker room. I'm not saying that there's not guys that like him and respect him. Of course there are. But I think if you were to take an actual poll and a unanimous poll of that locker room on how many guys like and dislike Chip Kelly, I don't know if it's a coin flip. I don't know if it's a coin flip. That's how bad Chip Kelly is right now. Drafting a new quarterback won't fix the issues we have with coaching, O-line, or lack of receiving talent, unfortunately. And I don't know if I fully agree with that statement. I don't know if I fully disagree with it, right? Like, if you find the right guy, and you find that guy and he ends up being that dude and he's a special talent, you get a guy that's talented enough, and you find a Mahomes, a Josh Allen, a Joe Burrow, a Lamar Jackson, and they're going to be able to patch up a lot of the holes that you have just because of how talented and how gifted they are. But also, I don't disagree. Like, I was like literally talking about it the other day with somebody. Like, we need in my opinion, new starting quarterback, a new wide receiver. Like, when I say starter, I mean, and somebody that's actually going to start games for us. Quarterback, wide receiver. Let's go minimum 2 positions on the offensive line, a defensive end, a defensive tackle, a linebacker, and you got to give me at least 2 players in the secondary. I think we need 11 starters next year. Ooh. To replace 11 starters is tough. Like, you better spend some money and you better draft well. And that's kind of why, because we have so many holes, it's why I would not mind the idea of trading back. I wouldn't mind the idea of trading back. Truly, truly wouldn't. Truly wouldn't. I need water, I'm not going to lie, before I start this mailbag. Let me just go grab a water real quick. Reminder, y'all, we are going to get into this mailbag here, so use hashtag Raiders, or you can super chat to skip the line, okay? Hashtag Raiders or super chat to skip the line. We're going to go through. We're going to answer some questions here. We went live on Friday. We don't usually go live on Friday, but I did it because I want change. I demand change, and I need some answers. I need some answers.
All right, we're going to get into our mailbag. So if you haven't gotten able to get up on the show, I will pick some of the hashtag Raiders for the mailbag section. So if you're not able to super chat, all good. Hashtag Raiders. I'm going to pick some of the best questions to put on our mailbag show coming up in just a moment. To the 538 people watching, make sure you hit that like button. We just got over 200 likes. Cheers to y'all. Cheers to y'all. And we will get going on the mailbag section of today's video. I mean, basically the whole show has been a mailbag, but now I'll be able to give y'all hashtag Raiders people some opportunities to get those questions in. Yeah. Long night. Got home at like 2 a.m. Woke up. Actually, shout out to my father-in-law. After 32 years, finally became a U.S. citizen today. Had been going through the application process, been doing everything after I believe it was like 32, 33 years. Finally became a U.S. citizen today. Spam those USAs down below. We went this morning to the immigration office here and saw him got sworn in. We had the little American flags going like this. So, shout out to him. Long process. Very long process. Spam the USAs. USA. And I saw somebody was like, why is Chugs wearing a red shirt today? Because I was going for like a red, white. I'm wearing blue jeans. So I was going for a red, white, and blue look today. But like I said, hashtag Raiders. We haven't really gotten to any so far, but now will be the opportunity. We've been doing super chats all show long, but I will make sure to hit some of the hashtag Raiders during the mailbag portion of today's show. Hashtag Raiders.
What is Sam is salmon right now?
Salmon.
Salmon? Is Sam salmon right now? Is they? All right. You guys ready to do a mailbag here? Yeah, Chugs has got his red, white, and Jew on.
Will somebody earlier, like it was maybe like the first 10 minutes, and they're like, "What the hell is Chugs wearing? He's wearing red."
Ah!
Which
Red!
Which honestly, funny enough, I got this Nike polo whenever my older brother gave me his golf clubs, and I first went out to go play golf because I was like, "You got to wear the Tiger Sunday red." Like,
True.
if you're going golfing, I feel like the Tiger Sunday reds with the khaki pants, little.
I mean, that's a clean look. Or I mean, there's two types of golfers. There's that guy, and then there's Tom. Where Tom's like,
I'm not wearing ridiculous shit.
No,
I'm not wearing.
Tom is like, imagine the pack of highlighters that your kids have. Now, just imagine that in clothes, colors. That's Tom.
Tom's wearing the plaid pants and the yellow and orange striped shirt.
Yeah,
like
Tom looks like sherbet ice cream, just walking around a golf
Tom
course.
looks like his kids just threw up a Baja Blast pie on him.
Oh my God. No, dude. I'm kind of curious what that Baja pie tastes like. I'm not gonna lie. There is a part of me where I wonder, what does that Baja pie taste like?
You can go get it.
I don't know if I should. We're gonna have to get it for like a random Raiders Thursday night. Next Thursday night, we're gonna get some Baja Blast pie.
Should we get the Baja Blast pie next Thursday night football?
From what, Taco Bell? I mean, if it's like, again, I like key lime pie, but a Baja Blast pie?
Yes or no? Let us know.
I don't know.
Should we get Baja Blast pie?
Somebody's like, what are we talking about here? Anything but the Raiders. Anything but the Raiders. All right, y'all. We're going to do a mailbag here. We're going to answer questions that we've seen already up here on the program. This mailbag will go out over the weekend, so just keep that in mind. For those that don't know, I will also be live on Sunday on our main YouTube channel at Chat Sports doing our NFL Whip Around Red Zone coverage with all the games. I did it a few weeks ago. Had an amazing time. And I'll tell you this right now, if there's one good thing about the Raiders playing on Thursday night, it's I'm going to enjoy my Sunday. Like, I'm going to wake up a happy camper on Sunday being like, the Raiders can't break my heart today. Can't break my heart today. So we'll have a little bit of fun. Let's go. All right, y'all. Mailbag time. Mailbag time. Somebody said, don't do the Baja Blast pie. It's horrible. Horrible or just bad? Horrible or already bad? You ready, my man? All right. Here we... Raider Nation, it's mailbag time here. My name is Mitchell Renz. You're watching the Raiders Report, and all these questions were from our live show on November 7th after the Raiders lost to the Denver Broncos on Thursday Night Football. If you do not know, anytime that we do this program, we're always going to bring in questions from the audience. Let's go to the very first one here. Chavo Funk. Mitch, what if we had landed Matt Stafford? If Matthew Stafford would have been the quarterback of this team, I do think that we would be in a better position than what we are now, because I know for a fact that Stafford is a better leader of men than Geno Smith is, because I think Geno is completely lost as a leader right now. When you have body language that looks like the way that I look, you can kind of just tell that he's checked out, and it kind of looks like the offense has totally checked out. But I'm not sitting up here saying that I think that we would be, an amazing team, because Chip Kelly is still Chip Kelly, and I don't think that he's a good offensive coordinator. But we're 2-7. I would say with Matthew Stafford, I believe in my heart of hearts that Matthew Stafford is good enough to win that game against the Broncos on Thursday night. And I know that we would have won the game against the Chicago Bears. And I think that Matthew Stafford doesn't miss that 2-point conversion against Jacksonville. So let's go with 5-4 with Matthew Stafford. Let's go to Sam. God, Sam. Longtime viewer, first-time caller. When do you think was the last time this organization was actually commitment to excellence? Can I just get an F Sam down below, because this is, in fact, that F Sam. That's all I want you to do. The last time the Raiders actually had commitment to excellence, I don't know if I could tell you when that was. Maybe 2016 when we had a good young quarterback in Derek Carr, and we actually built an offensive line that would make a lot of Raiders fans proud. Because I'll tell you what, you look at the last 43 years, or you look at the last 4 years. This is one of my favorite stats out there. The Raiders are 2-7 for the third time in the last 4 years. In the first 43 years of the Raiders' existence, they had only 3 years where they were 2-7. The Raiders are far, far, far from commitment to excellence. F Sam's down below. Suave! AOC has zero chance with this team. I don't want to say he's got zero chance because I think AOC always deserves 1% chance. He's a fighter. Since he's been at Purdue, you got to give that guy respect for fighting. I will say Aiden O'Connell behind what I think that this offensive line might look like, especially if they're going to roll out Stone Forsythe, Will Putnam, Jordan Meredith, Alex Kappa, and DJ Glaze. I'm scared for Aiden O'Connell's life. But I think we should also remind ourselves how bad AOC looked in the preseason. I actually think it was the worst AOC that I've seen with Chip Kelly. It's also the worst Geno Smith that I've seen with Chip Kelly, right? We've seen the worst of our quarterbacks underneath Chip Kelly. But to me, if you wanted to make the change, I think this is the week to entertain that idea because you got 10 days, essentially, to get ready for Monday Night Football up against the Dallas Cowboys at your home crowd. And if you tell your fans right now that Geno Smith's going to be the starting quarterback for that Monday night game, I can guarantee you, Mark, nobody's going to show up. So you know what? Let's ask this question, Suave. And shout out to Chugs for making it on the back end. Why I love mailbags. Suave gets the question in, and then we're going to hit you with the question. If you could pick a starter for Monday Night Football up against the Dallas Cowboys, who would you pick? Geno, Kenny, Aiden, Cam Miller? My answer coming up here after this YouTube ad break. The reason why it's time to start Aiden O'Connell right now, it's because you've already seen the Geno Smith experiment not work and completely fail. I also know that Aiden O'Connell will actually be a better leader of this team, and I think that the Raiders right now, they really truly need leadership from the top to bottom. And at the same time, I hate the fact that JPJ got injured, and I hope what I'm about to say doesn't get people mad. But if there is a glass half full of a JPJ injury, it's that it shows Pete Carroll, Brennan Carroll, Chip Kelly that you were wrong. That you actually thought that JPJ being on the bench makes this offensive line better. No, Alex Kappa and JPJ, it's not even close. But I wonder if that same realization, because if your ego's not going to allow you to put yourself in check, maybe players going out there will help you put yourself in check. And I do wonder if starting Aiden O'Connell, and he was better, if that would prove to Pete and to that entire organization that they were wrong. I don't know if they'd be able to handle that they were wrong. But the other reason why I want to see Aiden O'Connell go out there and play, it's because I want to give Raider fans something to root for. And last week I asked the nation, who do you want to start at quarterback? I think it was 60% of the votes came in for Aiden O'Connell, and I think 17 for Geno Smith. I'm going to put out a poll like that again on my social media. Make sure you give me a follow at MitchellRens365. But I mean this. At this point, I want to just see something different because if you try out Kenny Pickett, you try out Aiden O'Connell, if none of those guys are the options, then we can go into 2026 knowing that none of the quarterbacks on this team are the options. Because I'll be real, I don't think we have a quarterback on this team that is a long-term option. That is why I want the Raiders to start Aiden O'Connell. I want the Raiders to start literally anybody besides Geno Smith. Let's go to the Weldinator! Bang! One bang away from a shit show. Yikes. Raiders! Last night's game was on special teams. Geno had a solid game, but a handful of penalties and drops from rookies were also a huge factor. As much as it hurts, the silver lining is there, at least learning. I do think that special teams was the biggest issue in yesterday's game, and Tom McMahon, I would have left his ass in Denver. There's a reason why he's been fired 6 times already. But I don't think that Geno had a solid game, right? Is there any chance you could pull up his numbers? You know what I mean? I know that the interception was not on Geno Smith. I know that there was a few drops, but I think we need to hold ourselves to a higher standard of what a good game is for a quarterback, right? A good game for a quarterback is not this. There's nothing about what Geno Smith did yesterday that was a good game. You can respect the game that he had because he fought through it. He battled through a lot of injuries, and I will always respect a player that's showing physical toughness, and that's what he did. But we should set our bar a little bit higher for what a good game is from a quarterback, because Geno Smith, I don't know if he's played a good game all season long. Maybe against Jacksonville, against the New England Patriots, but 2 out of 9 games, I think that's very, very far from being good. But special teams was the biggest issue yesterday. I agree with that. Daniel Carlson, I think we got to have some tough Daniel Carlson conversations. He's another guy we got to move on from. CJ Rader, do you think Colton comes back the same? Ankle injuries are tough. I mean, he's had a few ankle injuries, but I'll be real with y'all. I don't know if we see Colton Miller back this season, and I don't know if we're going to see, like JPJ back this season. And it's simply because of those injuries. You don't want them to have any setbacks. Clearly, this season is over, and if I was the Raiders in 2-7, I would test out what I have in a Charles Grant. I would test out what I have in a Caleb Rogers. I would just see what I have in some of these other players because I know Colton Miller is a dog. You might not want to admit JPJ is a dog, but I think after seeing that Thursday night game, I think you kind of have to admit a little bit that JPJ is a dog, right? But I'm hoping that he comes back, but at the same time, when you're the older and older you get, the harder it is for you to rebound from injury. But I know Colt Miller is a hardworking guy. I know he might not look like a freak athlete, but he is truly an alien. And people were doubting him a little bit, entering this season. And before that ankle injury, I think that you could make an argument that he was the best or top 5 left tackle in the National Football League. And a lot of numbers prove that. So I'm hoping that he's able to come back. And I know they're tough. I also want to say this. I probably don't say this enough, but I mean it when I say it. I want to say thank you to all of y'all for always subscribing, always choosing this show. I know there's a lot of other Raiders content creators out there. I know that you can pick to choose and watch anything you want in today's day and age, but I mean this. I treat this show like a family. I love being able to interact with so many people. I never take it for granted. I hope that y'all know that. Win, lose, or tie, we're going to have a good time on this show. It's just kind of what I've done because it's what I need to do. And if there's things that you guys want to see on this program, I hope that you do it. So if you're a part of the family, I appreciate you. If you're not already, let me prove to you why we have the greatest Raiders family on the planet. Let me prove to you. Give me a week. If after a week you don't like the show, it's free. You can always unsubscribe. Let's go to Young Money, Young Money, Young Money. We need to pick up Kyler Murray this offseason. I think that's a terrible idea. I'm done with the journeyman quarterbacks. I'd rather just go out and draft a guy. Plus, I don't think it's smart to go with one of the worst leaders in the NFL and Kyler Murray. And then, signing Pickens as free agency, I think is another really bonehead move. Pickens is a very talented wide receiver. But the only way I would go out and sign George Pickens is if we had a set-in-stone franchise quarterback. If we had a set-in-stone organization moving in the right direction. Because you bring in George Pickens to the Las Vegas Raiders that are 2-7, and George Pickens so quickly turns into Deonta Johnson, Antonio Brown, it's not funny. Like, he won't be George Pickens, I'll tell you that. Do I want to build the offensive line, though? Yes. Nothing would make me happier than building this Raiders offensive line. Can we build in the trenches? Can we build on the trenches on both sides of the football? I think that would be a really smart idea. Don't you? You know what else would be a smart idea? Get it started with our sponsor here, Prize Picks. And it's easy, it's exciting, it's daily fantasy sports made easy, and the hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right, that never gets old. So keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. So, if one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks, they're going to put their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Yoda Jenkins. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. And even though I was not right in the Raiders-Broncos Thursday night game, sometimes I feel like I pick with my heart a little bit more than I pick with my head. We'll see if this lineup, though, for Sunday Night Football ends up being a winner. That lineup for y'all is down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. Let's go to Truth Bomb. Just wanted to see one deep ball to Dante, see him do the milkman. Yeah, I would have loved to see Dante Thornton Jr. show up yesterday, and at the same time, I wish that he wouldn't have shown up, right? I mean, 37 snaps. I don't understand how Thornton gets 37 snaps and Besh gets only 14. I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around it. I know Thornton is such a good person, and I mean it. Like, I've become good friends with him. I've become good friends with his agent. He's a really nice guy, and I hope that he finds his confidence, and I don't really want to keep kicking him while he's down because I know he's down pretty bad right now. But what I am concerned about with this football team is you got young players that, and our rookies look like the most lost rookies in the NFL. And I'm concerned because when your rookies still look lost at this point in the season, after all of off season, like what were we doing all off season? Our rookies look like they're being coached by bad coaches. And when you have a player that looks the way that Dante has, and again, a very high developmental piece, and he's not developing, you could put some blame on Dante. He deserves some. But I think you also got to put some blame on the staff for not putting him in the proper spots. And again, why does he get 37 snaps and Besh gets 14? I need you to make it make sense. I need you to make it make sense. What up, Frosty? I think we get the tank leader, Justin Fields, next year. Dude, I don't know what I would do. I'm not kidding you. I don't know what I would do. And I think the Raiders are going to stick with Geno. As sad as that statement is, now obviously if it keeps going this bad, I don't know how you stick with Geno. 11 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. I mean, he's been abysmal, but no chance. Justin Fields, there's just no way he gets another opportunity to start in the NFL. I can't imagine it. What up, LV? Do you really think Kenny would play over Aiden O'Connell? I do, and the only reason why I think that they would play Kenny Pickett over Aiden O'Connell is just like, look at how they've already have operated, right? AOC's been practicing the last 2 weeks, and yet he's been a healthy scratch. They roll him out before the game, and I think they do that because they know. Like, they know if Geno struggles and AOC's on that sideline, fans are going to be calling for Aiden O'Connell. I mean, when Geno Smith runs out onto the field, I don't know if there's a single player that gets loud booer than he does. Like, he gets booed louder than anybody else on the Raiders. He gets loud booer than some guys on the opposing team. And I know that if Geno were to struggle and it's Monday Night Football, they are going to be yelling to put in AOC. But I also look at that game yesterday, and again, one snap, Kenny Pickett gets to come in. Kenny Pickett was the guy they traded for. And this staff has proven to be unbelievably stubborn. And I think that they would play Kenny Pickett over Aiden O'Connell. I almost wonder if it would have to be, and I've said this before, where it's bench Geno, start Kenny. Kenny gets hurt. Geno goes back in. Bench Geno again. Aiden O'Connell shot. Like, I'm almost wonder if it would have to be that bad. Let's go to Adam. What's up, Adam? Trade for Richardson, not because he's good. We just need something to be a little optimistic about. We hit rock bottom. Yeah, I mean, trading for Anthony Richardson is the definition of rock bottom. You know, I don't want Anthony Richardson because I don't think that there's any chance in hell in that. If you're looking for a project for an athletic quarterback, I'd rather you go trade for Jalen Milroe. And the Raiders right now have 3 fourth-round picks next year. Like, I would use that pick that you got from Jacoby Myers. I'd hit up the Seattle Seahawks and I'd go, would you take a 4th-round pick for Jalen Milrow? I know you can't do it now. The trade deadline's over, but in the offseason, I'd entertain that idea, right? Like, go 4th-round pick for Jalen Milrow. I think they clearly have their quarterback in Sam Darnold. So if you want to go athletic, I'm going to go with Jalen Milrow over Anthony Richardson. Let's go to Mendoza. What would you do if you were head coach or plan for the 5-year? I mean, this is going to be a long video. I'll keep it short. I would try to find a new quarterback. I would try to bring in a coordinator that I think is a young, innovative OC. Right now, I think my top OC candidate, head coach candidate, would be Clint Kubiak, but I think Kubiak ends up getting a head coaching gig somewhere else. I think it's going to end up being the New York Jets. But I would build in the trenches. Like, there's 5-year plan. There's so many things that you can do. There's so many things that you can say. And I get it. There's a lot of things that you can do. My promise would be I would build in the trenches. Yeah, we might not have a lot of talent my first year or two at some skill position spots, but we will be a team that beats you up in the trenches. That would be my plan, to build the trenches. Preston, that's not enough draft picks to fix the leaks. You got 10 draft picks to fix the leaks, plus you got it's top 2 money in salary cap. And you got to hope that this year, we do what we're supposed to do, because last offseason, top 2 in salary cap, 11 draft picks. Here we are. So you're just really going to have to trust this regime. I'm hoping that John Spytek's voice is a little bit louder this offseason, is a little bit louder, this upcoming season. But to me, you got to move on from a lot of coaches, and you're right. I counted live on the show 11 starters. I think the Raiders need to find 11 starters next season on offense and defense. Replacing 11 starters is tough. Not replacing, because you don't have them. You need 11 new starters. That's tough. Christian, you want McMahon fired. Who would replace him? Joe Philbin. I know Joe Philbin has been a name that I've brought up before for Brennan Carroll, but Joe Philbin's got some special teams coaching experience underneath his belt. He was somebody that last season was able to show that he can get the offensive line going. I respect Joe Philbin. I think he's a smart coach. I think people respect him when he walks into a room. I know he's an old guy, and I hear you, but if the Raiders were to fire Tom McMahon, I think the easy guy to give that job to is Joe Philbin. That's my personal opinion. George, make 12 to start. Oh, sorry. Aiden O'Connell. I was like, 12 to start. What am I talking about here? Aiden O'Connell, I'm going to put out content. Like, I'm going to be talking about the fact that Raiders fans want Aiden O'Connell to start. And I know because we have longer time, and I know that we have longer time going into Monday Night Football. Like, if you guys see content that you like, tell me. Let's get loud, and let's let the Raiders hear it. Because I know that I can be loud, but I know we can be really, really loud all together. And that's something that I want to be able to do. We'll see if it ends up happening. But again, if it was up to me, I would start Aiden O'Connell up against the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Why? Because I think Raider Nation deserves it. And quite frankly, that's really all I care about. Friday deals. We are one bang away from turning this into a shit show. And to the guy that wants me fired, I'm sorry. I'm not going to fire myself. So I'm not going to fire myself. Best of luck to you, though. Best of luck to you. Speaking of wishing some good luck out here, we are doing a duck race today. Injury here around J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins suffered a foot injury in what appeared to be a hip drop tackle. Dobbins still finished the game with 2 carries on the final drive. Yep, I mean, J.K. is upset about a hit, which it is what it is. I don't know what play he's even talking about, though. If you guys want to get in the duck race, it's 20 right now to win $60. Also, we're going to be answering questions here. I don't have any other questions to answer. Those are the deals that we got for you guys today. Oh, you want to cut it down? You want to cut Scream to 10? $10 Screams? $10 Screams!
We could
boy.
we can cut it. Your price is way too high. We need to cut it.
Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Got a super rolling in. Let's go. I will say this, y'all. I'll probably answer questions for a little bit longer. I know, like, you guys are probably tired. Hell, I'm tired too. But I wanted to do today's show, and I want to give you guys whatever you guys want. So if it's questions, let's answer questions. If it's Tuna's top 5, let's do Tuna's top 5. If you want to turn it into a shit show, let's get shitty. Whatever you guys want to do today, if you want to hop on out of here in 10 minutes because you want to go eat, it's your Friday. I want you to do what you guys want to do today. Sanchez, our season is over. Hopefully we beat the Cowboys. That'll make this season worth it. I'm not kidding you, Sanchez. Like, I know that not everybody is married to a Cowboys fan. Chugs and I both are. And living down here, like, it's going to be a big rivalry. Like, I already know. Like, I'm going to be wearing extra short shorts all week to show off the Raiders tat. I'll probably get heckled a little bit from some people walking around. I know how it's going to go.
Somebody's hot wife is spamming Cowboys in the chat. I don't know whose hot wife it is, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I mean, based on that picture, smoking. But no, like, seriously, like Monday Night Football, I'm going to show up ready to go insane again because that game means a lot to me. And here's the other thing. The other channel that is just as big as the Raiders Report, if not, it is literally bigger, the Cowboys Report with Tom. Tom's a guy that I've worked with for a long time. I'm going to want to take down Tom. You know, like, I'm going to want to battle with Tom the way that we have battled with the Bears YouTube channel, the Broncos channel yesterday.
Rebels dating a Titans fan? I didn't even know they existed.
Who?
Rebel said dating a Titans fan. I didn't know those existed.
Titans fans? I mean, I'll say that I only know one. It's from my elementary school.
Is she or he dating Rebel?
I don't believe my buddy Corey is, no. Shout out to my buddy Corey Gallagher. Shout out to the 570. Now, he's literally the only Titans fan that I know. That's one of my really, really good buddies growing up.
Tyler said, that's it. We're going to tie for the rest of the year.
2-7-9. 8.
That'd be lit.
Dude, I'll tell you this right now, that would be lit. I would be happy. 2-7-8, sign me up. I mean, that would give you something to root for every single game day. Every single game day. Well, do we go get the toilet paper? Do we go get the toilet paper? I think we should go get the toilet paper. Yoda! Jenkins! Bang!
Danny said, how thirsty are you guys?
How would you like to know? Oh, wait. There's water in here. Sorry.
Sorry.
Shit show. Shit show. It's a shit show. Whoever's the MVP of tonight's shit show, you're going to go home with this mug. And if you're looking to score tonight, I hope that this mug helps you score tonight. I'm going to sign this mug. I'm going to send this mug out. And this is going to be a hell of a mug. Mother effer. In this mug, I'm going to give you this, and I'm going to drop the 805 can in it. MVP of the shit show, you're going home with that, which right now it's the Weldinator. Right now it's the Weldinator. I'm not going to lie to you. This does not smell good.
Here's
My
the
last
shit show deals.
My last beer, I'm going to say, was probably 9 hours ago. I mean, what time did we get out of here?
I locked up at 1.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this.
Sergeant, Raider Nation for Life, Semper Fi. Thank God it's Friday.
Oh, God. That tastes like beer. Oh, my God, does that taste like beer? Holy shit, dude. I don't know why I thought anything else.
Another sip
Oh,
from Jersey Boy.
Let's do it.
Mendoza, Connor Liu, Elijah Surratt. Hey, you can ask my wife. I'm the biggest Elijah Surratt truther in the world. He is the number 1 receiver for Indiana right now. I think he should be a first-round pick. Mendoza's great, but I think he's the best player on their team.
I mean,
he's so good. Like, Elijah Surratt reminds me of a Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like, just overall, like, he's so good.
Oh.
Which, funny enough, me and my wife's team probably both making the college football playoff. We'll have to see. Indiana definitely more likely, but
RJ Paradise says, honestly, I love this show. That means a lot to me, man.
VT Holmes,
that means a lot to me.
Can I ask, truly, who's worse, the Texans or the Raiders?
It's the Raiders. It's
because at least with the Texans, you have your head coach, you have your quarterback. It's just that the Texans.
Would you take the Texans offensive line right now or the Raiders offensive line right now?
Right now? Oh, it's the Texans. It's not close.
So the Texans offensive line is better than the Raiders.
Mean, if you take out Colton Miller, JPJ, and Dylan Parham,
yes,
I would take what the Texans have over Will Putnam.
I just wanted to hear you say
over
it,
Will Putnam,
because I know what your offensive line looks like.
I think I might take SMU's offensive line over.
VT said, dude, it's close though. It's sad that it is close. You invested 2 picks in the 3rd round in your offensive line. And it's either you don't know how to develop those players, you overdrafted those players, or, like, why would you play Will Putnam and Alex Kappa over 2 guys you drafted in the 3rd round? There's not an argument you can give me. And they're not ready, then you did a bad job of talent evaluation. And I hate to say I told you so, because I know Caleb Rogers is a really good effing dude, man. But there's a reason why he had my lowest draft grade. There's a reason why we had him as a 5th round pick at earliest 5th round. Like, when you overdraft guys because you think that you're better than everybody else, and I literally think that we drafted a lot of developmental players because our staff was like, oh, but we're such good coaches that we're going to be able to turn these players that aren't ready to play right now, we're going to be able to turn them into good players. You haven't been able to. You've done the exact opposite of that. The exact opposite of that. All right, y'all. So here's what's going to happen. Shit show deal. Let's put that at 10. Duck race is still going. Every single super chat question that we get, I hope that you guys do a nice little cheers for us. And then, if we get a bang, I'm going to do a beer bong. And I don't know if you guys saw how difficult that last one was for me. Quite frankly, I feel like that should be a gong rip for how difficult that last beer was.
Mitch also, I will say,
shit,
deep-throated a burrito 2 seconds before we went live.
Half of it.
That's all that would fit.
We got our food.
Which also
3 minutes before the show started.
Which also I will say,
inhaled it.
Chipotle. If you're watching, if anybody in the Chipotle, higher ups is watching, it is a travesty that every time we order online, we get significantly smaller portions than when we go. Mitch's burrito was sad. It was a sad burrito.
Can you guys read that?
You tweeted it out? What'd you say?
I just said my Chipotle order today.
I hate the That's pretty funny. I didn't even realize that that's what you put as your name.
Well, I was impressed that they put it as my name.
Well, I think it's just it's like a sticker.
Obviously.
It just prints out.
Yep. Let's see if Chipotle let's see if what is Chipotle's at? They have 1,000 of them apparently. Chipotle. Oh wow. Oh dude, I'm not gonna lie. I thought I just got blocked by the Raiders. Could you imagine?
You got blocked by the Raiders?
Well, I just tried to tag them and I wasn't showing up and I was like, dude, what happened? It just wasn't loading. Oh man. Yeah, I wanted the burrito. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We do not have better. Dude, one thing that I want, and I've heard from multiple people, because they actually have it in Houston now too. They have it in Austin and Houston. A place called Cabo Bob's.
Cabo Bob's?
Apparently, it's a Chipotle, but whenever you go, they have the tortilla dough, and they press it, and they cook the tortilla right before they load it. Like, it's not an already made tortilla. It's like the dough, they cook it, it takes a minute, and then they make your burrito.
I'll tell you what. You have piqued my interest.
Apparently, it's gas.
I mean, that's a big difference. That's
And they have different flavors. Like, you can get a normal one, a Chipotle one, a wheat one, or some other one. Maybe like a spinach one. But, yeah, it's like they cook the tortilla, they fill it up.
Because, I mean, I like flour more than I like corn for the most part.
And I think they make the corn tortillas there, too.
But if you give me if you told me fresh, I will take fresh corn tortilla over fresh, I guess, flour any day of the week. It's not close.
I'm not proud of it, but I did message their corporate asking if they could come to Dallas. I'm not proud of that.
Real burritos are trucks, not Chipotle. I don't know what that means.
No, I mean, Carlitos, 100%, but whenever we're ordering for multiple people at the office, it's much more easy to.
So what we do is essentially we have all of our guys. Chugs is actually in charge of lunch.
I'm the CFO, Chief Food Officer.
True, actually. Chugs is in charge of all the food here at Chat Sports. So he gets to decide what we eat. He gets to decide kind of all those decisions. And getting everybody to be able to eat at one place is not easy. And I know it's not easy. I'm not a picky eater.
You want to hear a joke?
I usually just tell Chugs whatever he wants, get two of them, and him and I will split.
You want to hear a good joke?
Yeah.
James came to me 2 days ago and said, hey, my buddy owns this new company, like a new restaurant. Maybe we can try it one day instead of like our normal lunch. I said, yeah, cool. What is it? He goes, it's a salad restaurant.
I mean, I'm fine with it.
I'm cool with it. All I know is there's somebody who I won't name his name. He's hosting the Bears channel right now. I'm not going to name him. But he does get a chicken wrap with no lettuce or tomato.
Of course.
So just chicken, cheese, and ranch.
Yep. I love food, and again, maybe certain people are growing up with certain foods. Like, to me, I didn't have a choice, right? Like, if Richie put food in front of my face, I promise you when I say this, like, there's a chance I could still be sitting at that dinner table waiting because he wouldn't let me up. And I do respect it. I obviously hated it when I was a kid.
Oh, I'm going to be the same way.
I respect it as a parent.
My kids will be forced to try. Like, it's not going to be an option to not try food.
If you're like, I don't like it, have you ever tried it? If the answer is no, you're going to try it.
Yeah, I'm not going to, because that is my biggest pet peeve, because I asked Smitty, I was like, oh, like, one of our other coworkers, I go, do you like Indian food? He goes, oh, no, I do not like Indian food. I go, really? Have you tried it? And he goes, no.
Drives me nuts, dude.
Mike, so you don't know.
Martinez said, my grandma used to make fresh flour and corn tortillas straight from grounded corn husks on a 300-year-old grilled in a, oh my God, I don't know how to say that. Hacienda. Hacienda? That's not the word I'm thinking of. What's the thing that's like the giant mixing bowl? You know what I'm talking? I don't know what that's called.
Oh, molcajete.
Yeah, God, that's not what he's talking about. But, you know, I think like when you have memories like of that, of your grandmother, because like I can remember my grandmother, she was like that on the Italian side. It's actually probably one of the coolest things since marrying a Mexican woman, how much the Mexican and like Italian culture is, I think, just so similar. Of Alex's mom, I think every day she wakes up and she goes, I want to make Mitch so much food that he's going to gain 200 pounds the next time he sees me. Because that's how my grandmother is. Like, you walk into my grandmother's house, you're not hungry? I don't know why you showed up. You know, like, if you think you're walking into my grandmother's house without sitting down and eating anything, that's shame on you. That's like showing up to a Raiders season expecting to go undefeated. Like, that's on you. That's on you. I appreciate it. I love it. But like those awesome memories, man. Let's do this right now. I think as a Raiders fan today, I wanted to figure out ways to put smiles on faces. I wanted to figure out ways to, have a little bit of a good time today. So here's what I want to do. If you guys got a really cool memory of anybody out there, you think it's a cool story to be able to share, put it down in the comments section. We're going to talk about it here for a little bit, and I'll say this. We're going to get on out of here in 15 minutes, so that's going to be 3 o'clock Eastern time. So we'll put the timer on. It is officially a shit show, and I'll say this. Every single bang, we're going to add 10 minutes to that clock. You want to keep the shit show rolling? We keep that shit show rolling. If it's time to hop on out of here because it's Friday, let's hop on out of here because it's Friday. Let's talk Raiders. Let's talk some good times. I want to have some smiles. I want to have a good time today. So I hope that you guys can do that with me. Anything you want to ask me, fire away. Anything you want to ask. Hashtag Raiders, super chat. It can be Raiders. It can be personal. You want to brag about something that you got going on in your life? Let's celebrate it together. Let's celebrate it together. Every hundo, I'm adding 10 minutes to that clock, and I will do everything in my power to put down a beer bong. Everything in my power to put one down.
Raiders, this one time at band camp.
I mean, has anybody here ever been to band camp? I never did band camp. I never did.
I was in the band for 1 year, and I played the trumpet.
Really?
Yeah, I
always wanted to play sax.
For us, middle school was 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I know some places it's different, but in 6th grade, you had to choose between
Yoda. For you, yes.
You had to choose between one of the fine arts. You either had to do band, choir. I don't know why ROTC was one of them, and it was like something with dance. And then there was one other thing. I don't remember.
I'm surprised you didn't do
You basically
choir.
had to do five of those. Or
Oh,
like
okay.
or you had to do one of the orchestra was one of them. Yes. Orchestra. You had to do one of those 5 for 6th grade. And all my friends did band for 1 year, so I just did band for 1 year.
Interesting.
I was the trumpet.
I feel like that's a hard position. Hard instrument.
That's a hard backup trumpet.
Backup trumpet, bro. It's tough. You got to compete, though.
I actually loved it because there's that one song where it's like, a little bit of trumpet, a little bit of na-na-na in my life.
A little bit of Sandra in the sun.
Also, the trumpet is the easiest, not the easiest to play, but it's the easiest to, like, deal with because it's just like, yeah, you don't have the big thing. You don't have a massive instrument. It's just,
Have you played the trumpet recently?
No, I have not.
I
I
don't
do know how to play it because you need to purse your lips and
Yeah.
like that, but into the.
Dude, I've tried to do it. It's tough.
I wanted to play the drums, but you had to try out for the drums, and I didn't want to do all that.
Mambo number 5 is the song from Suave. Thank you, Suave.
Yeah, the drums would have been cool. If I wanted to actually be in the band past being in high school and stuff, I would have tried to do the drums.
I played Guitar Hero. That's about it. Sick brag, bro. Sick brag,
I was at
bro.
my son's 7th grade band concert last night and watching the game on my phone from Sean PM.
Yoda, you in? $20 Venmo to win. $70 on the
Sean,
program.
be honest. How bad was the concert? Because
ask him that.
I've been to, my little brother was in the band as well.
Oh, dude.
And it's you don't think of it when you're in it, but a 6th or 7th grade band where it's half the kids are probably haven't practiced nearly as much as they should have.
Yeah. There's a kid in the back. Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Look at his comment.
Who?
Sean.
I was at my son's 7th grade band concert last night.
No, the next one.
Better than the game. All right, yeah, hey. Fair enough.
Touche.
Touche, Sean. Touche.
Better than the game.
I mean, he's not wrong. What's crazy is he's probably not wrong. I would probably rather go to a 6 or. This is gonna sound weird. If you got a kid,
you think this shit is bad, you should see Thursday Night Football.
Invite me to your kid's band practice. I guarantee it's better than watching the Raiders. Alex Perez. We got to give him an extra raffle entry for Genti. I think that's picture proof enough. Mitch, being a Raider fan hurts a lot. Yesterday hurt. We need a miracle. Ugh, my emotions football-wise hurt. Oh, also, this is on me. Ah! I love every time I do it. Reed's always right back to what he's doing. Right back to what he's doing. I mean, I know that I'm hurting. I know all of y'all are hurting, and I feel the same effing way that y'all do, right? I feel the same effing way that y'all do. I'm sick. I don't know what needs to happen. I know something needs to happen. Clearly something needs to happen. Change, there's got to be something. Because you can't keep doing the same shit over and over and over and over again. But it is what it is. Javier! Ah! Chugs! Are you back for good? Please stay. Mitch, when do we blame the fan base? Dan Campbell won one game, year one. I mean, that's not true. Shouldn't we trust the staff and process instead of firing instantly every single time?
What?
I see a box. Ooh, that's the JPJ box. It did arrive? Can I have it? I don't have to show it on here. I just want to see it. That's all right. I don't know what it is.
Javier.
Yeah, JPJ's family sent me a box. It just came in. Yeah, I mean, let me see it.
Javier, I'm not going anywhere. Even as I do more other stuff, and it's part of the growing pains of Chat Sports of we're trying to build the company up. We're trying to eventually get to 32 NFL channels, have a channel for every single NFL team. But I mean, I think even once I'm doing Texans full time, I'll still be doing probably Thursday Night Football and doing Raider Lives and doing hangouts with Mitch. 'Cause I think regardless, we'll still do all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's part of it, growing as a company here and there. In terms of blaming the fan base, I don't think that you can blame the fan base, and I do think that you should be patient, and absolutely positively we should be patient. But also at the same time, it's okay to be frustrated, and it's okay to express those frustrations. And I think it's also the frustration of leaving Oakland and overpricing your tickets. Like, I want it to be the same.
Mitch, I don't know if you noticed the time the clock changed earlier.
Nope. Jorge Canales! Bang! All right. Let me go grab a beer. I'll be right back.
Grab a beer. It's trout season, so I'd rather listen to you guys than watch the Raider game and be disappointed by the lack of effort on the offensive side. And it's like, I don't even know if it's a lack of effort rather than a lack of preparedness and a lack of talent. Like, your number one receiver went for a 4th and a 6. Like, you had all this money in the offseason. You didn't spend it on players. Like, I almost wonder if the reason why Mark's not as upset as we are is because he expected this team not to win this year. And like, I know what Pete Carroll said, but like, it's like like if y'all were rating just before the season even started, before this, that, and the other, if you had to give a Madden grade 1 to 100 for the Raiders offense, I don't think it's more than a 74, 75. Like, they just don't have talent.
Trout season. I haven't heard that statement in a long time.
That's what my buddies used to call when never mind.
I was going to say, I don't think you can say that joke. In all honesty,
morning, ladies.
Not that joke. My dad loves trout season. He gets hyped up about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shout out to Amy.
Hey. I'm not going to lie. When I was a kid, my dad used to let me skip school and we used to go fishing.
Well, trout season.
It's trout season.
It's trout season, boys.
That's never going to go the same way ever again. My dad, 3 years from now, is going to be like, it's trout season. I'm just going to be like, you can't say that anymore.
You can't say that.
You just can't do that anymore.
You just can't say that.
Cheers.
Sean PM says, I like the offseason more than this. We can't lose.
Oh, I do too.
Dude, the Madden season went off.
Dude, the Madden season was fun. I see somebody giving me shit down there. They're like, but you said we were going to be 10-7. I actually don't think that I did say 10-7 this year.
I think Mitch said 9-8. I said 10-6-1.
And here's my honest truth. Because the Raiders during the season aren't usually very good, I have turned into the hopeful fan in the offseason where, like in my mind, as soon as the offseason starts, I try to put that thinking cap on of how can we get this thing going in the right direction? And I want to talk about things that are enjoyable. And so, yeah, call me crazy. Call me a Raiders fan. I'm a hopeful Raiders fan. And every single offseason, I'm going to hope that they get it figured out. And that's what I'm going to predict, and that's what I'm going to hope for.
Sean says I'd be happy with 0-0-17 at this point.
0-0-17 would be.
Dude, I'm telling you, the first couple of games you'd be upset, but by like tie number 7 or tie number 8, you'd kind of be like, this is insane.
Ooh.
It's a bag of shit.
Could you imagine? Hang on. Oh, wow, that's dope. That's dope.
Bro.
That's sick, man. You guys want to see what the Jackson Powers Johnson family sent me?
Oh, I love a card.
Oh, you know what? We could do a short. I won't do it now. I'll do it after. All right, you know what? I'm going to show you guys what JPJ's family sent me, but I'm going to do it after the show. I'll do it after the show. I'll make a short out of it. You guys can see. I think it'll be
shout out to the
JPJ family for hooking it up.
Mrs. Powers Johnson.
Yeah, to Mama Powers Johnson. To Mama Powers Johnson.
I don't know why, but something tells me that Mrs. Powers Johnson makes a mean casserole. Like when you have a boy like JPJ, 6'3", 315.
Oh yeah, it's a monster.
She's making a great lasagna. I mean, it sucks that we literally get this the day after he has that injury too.
I know.
That's upsetting.
Yeah.
Robert, yes, I did add the 10 minutes for Jorge. A reminder though, where's our pot at for the?
Oh shit, yeah. Though there's a lot of beer over here, and I don't want to. Just gonna put this over here. I don't want to ruin that card. And
You can put it on the couch if you want.
Yeah, I probably could have. I don't want to ruin that. I mean, that's pretty sick. I'll tell you this right now. It's probably one of the coolest things I've gotten from a player's family in quite some time. So I guess we saved this.
Yeah. You should have seen what Earl Thomas's brother sent me.
Who?
Earl Thomas's brother.
Dude. It looks like this. Does it buzz?
At the family reunion.
You know what's hilarious? You got all these like Eagles people saying like Devin White's having a career year. What are we talking about?
At the family reunion, who we introducing?
Bum bum bum.
We do have
race.
another super chat coming in.
Sorry.
Hey yo.
Hey
Josh.
yo, I'm walking here.
Joshy.
Right now it's a $20 Venmo. You're in for a chance to win. Boy, $70 on the program.
Who we introducing? All
right, let's go. What do we got? What's the next one?
Hey yo, Joshy.
Hey yo.
Joshy.
We're stuck with pass the ball version of Pete.
Bro, that is an elite profile picture. I don't know if you can see, but he's flicking off the Chiefs sign at Arrowhead.
Oh, yeah.
That is an elite profile pic.
That is elite. My barber, it actually reminds me. Shout out to, if you guys are ever in the Dallas area, the guy to go get your haircut, his name is Stunna. Stunna_fades. I follow him on IG. Same exact thing, though. I looked at his Instagram. When you showed me that, that's what I thought of.
At the Broncos game.
So he was at the Broncos game yesterday with one of his buddies. Yeah, every picture on his story is just like him flipping off Mile High. Yeah, I loved it. I was dying.
At the family.
Stunna, I don't think you're going to get mad, but this is my barber. So when you sent that in, it kind of made me think of the exact same thing. Oh, wait, there's another one.
Oh, green screen.
Who? Oh, green screen, yeah. Oh, I don't know who that guy is. Sorry.
I think that's just a Broncos fan.
Yeah, probably. I'll probably get a lawsuit. I'll probably get something. Oh, my God. And if it couldn't get worse this weekend.
What?
College Game Day's guest picker.
JPJ?
Nope. You know where Game Day is?
Oh. It's Mahomes.
And if it couldn't get worse.
It's Mahomes.
It's Mahomes.
Javier, hey, Mitch, how can I get a job at Chat Sports?
I'll say this. We always hire. We are always looking for new people. We have had interviews in the past with many, many people. I'll say this. Be on the lookout for Chat Sports opportunities. If I had to guess, we'll probably hire.
On what's Indeed? We post a lot on Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, I think that we'll hire, I don't know, 5 to 10 people in the next year, few months, if I had to guess. And again, it's a full-time gig, right? Like it's 401k, you get health insurance, dental, vision.
Javier, the only thing is, though, you might not be covering the Raiders.
Yeah, in all honesty, like you probably wouldn't cover the Raiders. We have that team covered off. So I think like that's always the hardest dilemma for people that watch this show. And obviously, I love that people watch this show. But if, you're going to join the Chat Sports team, I got to put my Chat Sports cap on, and I got to say, that
we already have a Raiders host.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I appreciate it, but at the same time, I would need you to be the best team member that you could be for Chat Sports.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe you want to be a producer and you can maybe help with some Raider stuff, but you would have to do a lot of other stuff as well.
Robert Jansen, how do we send you a picture? Taino said, I sent you one with me flicking off the Broncos stadium. How about this? If you guys want to send us some Raiders pics, you can follow Chugs, tweet at him. I think it's always a cool thing. Roy Raider, Mitch, how are we getting to attack the 26 NFL draft? What's hard about this question is it really depends what they do in free agency. And it depends which guys come back, which guys, they're going to let test the open market. And if I had to look right now, I mean, there's going to be plenty of players that I think they're going to let walk / guys that probably aren't going to return, like Malcolm Kuntz, free agent. No chance he's coming back. Daniel Carlson, free agent. No chance he's coming back. Kenny Pickett, to be honest, I hope that he's not back. Eric Stokes, I hope they bring him back on a contract extension. Landon Roberts, see you later. Tristan McCullum, see you later. Lonnie Johnson Jr., don't know. Raheem Mostert, probably see you later. Ian Thomas, Lucky Fotu. Dylan Parham, see you later. I mean, we got a lot of guys where there's not a lot of players that I'm looking to bring back here. I mean, out of all of the free agents, I'm saying Thomas Booker is a guy you got to bring back. Jamal Adams is a guy you got to bring back. Eric Stokes is a guy you got to bring back. And, you might bring back a few other pieces in terms just for, depth. I would bring back Stone Forsythe if he wanted to be on this team to be a swing offensive tackle because I think he's done much better than what I anticipated him doing. And because of that, I think you got to be able to respect it.
Oh, wide. That is a very loaded question. What do you think about Arch Manning?
He stinks.
Not according to Coop.
One good game. Does
Were
not replace.
Were you here whenever I was arguing with Coop?
Yeah.
And he told me that he had never wavered in his support of Arch Manning.
I'll say this. I don't know how you watch that kid and you're like, that's a guy that I want. Because Arch Manning, to me,
I think he still needs.
I think he needs 2 years at minimum.
I was going to say the same. Not including this year. I think next year and the year after, he needs to stay in college football.
I think if he was draft eligible this year, I think he would go undrafted. Or it would be a Quinn Ewers situation where you're drafted in the 7th round.
Yeah.
That's honestly how I feel.
This is also where it's with the different currencies.
Yep. I don't know what the currency is.
MKD.
What is MKD?
Moroccan coins.
Really?
Oh, no, I have no clue.
MKD. Macedonian? It's Macedonian.
Knew it.
Got it. Knew it. Lock it in. Hey, y'all, end of the show.
Let's get this.
4 minutes to go.
Let's
unless
get this duck race popping.
You extend the shit show. If you don't know how to extend the shit show,
it's bang.
One bang gives you 10 minutes.
Let's get
and
this.
I'm powering through these beer chugs.
Can we get this duck race popping?
Rita is doing one of these motions in the background. And I think that means I want to boot. I want to boot. I want to boot.
He is a new man.
What does that mean?
He got his new
he got a new license. He did officially get traded. He's been traded from Pennsylvania to now to Texas. Wow.
ML Football just put all caps heartwarming.
They might be the worst. They might be the worst.
That's heartwarming. Wow.
Wow.
O-line first round, no QBs worthy of a high pick. Gordon, I don't know. I'm a little biased because my wife went to Indiana and we've been rooting for them all year long. But I like Mendoza. Dante Moore's good. I don't know where Drew Aller goes. Mitch is the Penn State guy.
Drew Aller's. You don't want Drew Aller. I don't know what that injury means for his NFL availability,
Does
but
he come back to Penn State next year? Will they take him?
I don't know. Like, again, he's not Anthony Richardson bad, but it's going to be the same conversation of you put his tape on and it's not good tape.
I like Lenoris Sellers as well as like a project guy that you take in the second round and let it sit for a year. Almost like a Jalen Milroe. I think he can be good eventually. He has great size.
Yeah, like, earlier when we were talking pillar players, like
Ty Simpson as well. I think he's really good.
I've been impressed by Simpson. He's again, playing at Alabama is not easy to do, and I think it builds that mental toughness.
Robert, I disagree. Mendoza's stats are great on the year. He was leading college football in, I think, in not having interceptions.
What is that message? I don't even know. Could you imagine if I did? I mean, I'll say this. What's worse? Finding a guy like you watching me?
I mean, so far on the season, he's 72% completion percentage.
Yeah.
Over 2,000 yards, 25 touchdowns to 4 picks. Pretty good.
Also, Mark Sanchez will not return with Fox.
Wow. He also
Shocking.
has 50 carries for 220 yards. Which some of those, the way they do it in college is weird because of sacks. Yeah, Mitch went back to his car after I was in it, and he just had a note that said, "From Dirty Mike and the Boys."
Thanks for the F Shack. Hell of a soup kitchen.
Taino, short story, that's how I met Chugs.
Hell of a soup kitchen.
Hell of a soup kitchen.
Hell of a soup kitchen. All right, y'all. Final call to get in the duck race. I'm looking. I'm searching. I'm waiting. I got Desi. You in. See you, Reed. Desi Turner. You in.
Bye, Reed.
Bye, buddy. I hope you find your dad. All right, I'm going to send this to television.
They're all good. I'm already in there.
Ooh. You already in?
I'm in there like swimwear.
In there like swimwear. Uh-oh. Super coming in here. Super.
Oh, this is a 10, so.
Taino said the soup kitchen was just sausage and gravy. Holy shit, dude. That's just disgusting and foul. Just disgusting and foul, man. The mental image I have in my head right now, Taino, is not a good one. There's a chance somebody tunes into this show right now and they wonder if we have stayed live. I'm so tired, delusional, and I literally feel like I drank a 1.5 beers and I'm like banged up. Like I literally feel banged up. Desi Turner. Ah! Just wanted to say I appreciate you fellas for remaining to get up every day and report on what looks like a chaotic, learn how to read, circus week after week. You guys give me no excuse to not be loyal.
Desi,
I appreciate that, man. And there's a lot of stuff I do on this show that I hope that you guys don't do, right? Like, I don't want you guys to wake up every day and be like, oh, Mitch chugs a beer every day, so I should chug a beer every day. Like, no, I don't want you to do that. But if there is one thing that I hope people do from watching this show, it's I hope whatever you do, get up every day because I am motivated to wake up every single day to do this show. I think about it before I go to bed. It's constantly on my mind, and it's because I feel like I owe it to Raider Nation because you guys have my back, and I know that you guys know that I have your back, right? It takes two to tango. You guys show up for me, I show up for you. That's how it's always going to be. But also at the same time, like, I don't think I'm a smart individual. Like, I don't think I'm picked first in a trivia league. I don't think I'm going to get picked, on many things that have to do with where you're going to use your smarts. But at the end of the day, I think I bring that work ethic, and I think that I show people that as long as you're going to keep on working and you keep putting that foot forward, you wake up every day, get to live your dream. I get to live my dream every day, and I hope people get to keep chasing theirs. Can you add Brian Folsom in there for me? Brian Folsom. Desi, real talk though, dude. Appreciate that, man.
Do you know what show this one or this?
Also, can you add Richard Black?
Yeah.
Which, Richard, if you win this one, bro. Yesterday, Richard, I've never seen somebody more lucky than Richard Black yesterday. Richard Black came in first, second, and third.
This one reminds me of Dragon Tales.
Dragon Tales. I've seen it, never really watched it, though. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I don't know. Plenty of warm biscuits, Taino. Yikes. Desi Turner. Oh, I thought he was about to launch there. Yoda Jenkins, Brian Folsom.
Chalrez.
Joe Jimenez. Victor Lobos. Orange is the New Black. Never saw that show. Heard good things about it, though.
Really good.
Yeah. Yoda Jenkins out to the lead. Joe Seppi down there. Charles in an interesting spot. Desi Turner falling back a little bit.
R.I.P. PBS.
Yoda Jenkins. I think Chadwick's got this by a nose, but Jimenez looks eager. Justine Gonzalez got her eyes on the prize right now.
These dragons know how to fly.
Like
they're all.
I'm not gonna. They look like fat dragons. Justine. I mean, she had her eyes on the prize the whole time, and quite frankly, you're creeping me out right now, Justine. Oh, Justine with the dub.
Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales.
Justine, can you please confirm that you just received $90? Also, big news here in that Texans-Jags game. Brian Thomas Jr. out against Houston.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of expected. Still, good news, though.
Renee says Joey Aguilar.
You're not the. I think you keep sending me Joey Aguilar to check him out. I have to watch him. I'll have to watch him because what I've seen, I haven't loved.
I mean, he's okay. I think he's not ready. I think the only guys that are truly ready: Dante Moore, Fernando Mendoza, Lenoris Sellers, Ty Simpson, maybe.
Yeah,
those are the only guys I think are like truly ready. And I'll say I'm biased, but I like Mendoza.
I like Mendoza too. Giuseppe. Sorry, Joe. All right. I mean, Joe, if you're down, you can race me mano-a-mano. No. All right, guys. I'm going to hop on out here again to the Weldinator MVP tonight. Weldinator, I'm going to send you a glass, and I'm going to send you an 805 can. I hope it still smells like 805. Shout out to you, brother, for being the MVP today. Yoda Jenkins, again, man, I wore your jersey today because, you were somebody that went balls to the wall yesterday, tried to put a smile on as many people's faces as humanly possible, and, outside of my wife and Chuck, I was like, oh, shit, I'm going to put on a Yoda jersey today. To everyone, and I mean every single person that makes this show a lot of fun. Jorge Canales extending the program, getting this shit show going a little bit more, even though it's trout season. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And I respect it, and I think the entire nation respects it. So I want people to keep on tuning in. I want people to keep on keep it on. I think that's what you got to do if you're a Raiders fan out there. I think it's the most truthful thing we can say. But also, I hope that you guys always pull up to the show and know that we're going to have a good time. And I want to be able to prove to people this year, next year, however many years it takes, even if the Raiders are bad, Raider fans can have a good time. And I hope that people know that every time you pull up to a Raider Sports show this year, we're going to find ways to have a good time. We're going to put some bodies on the line, but we're going to have a good time while we're doing it. So appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. The next time you're going to see me, if you want to hang out with me on our main YouTube channel, I'm going to be going live at 12:30 Eastern Time. 12:30 Eastern Time, 30 minutes before kickoff, and we're going to get into some crazy shenanigans over there because the Raiders won't ruin our Sunday. To Chugs, to the whole Chat Sports team, I'll see you guys this Sunday on our main YouTube channel for Chat Sports NFL Whip Around. I'm out.